here to present the Arthur Miller Foundation Legacy Award and say a few words about our illustrious honoree. Please welcome Arthur Miller Foundation Board Chair Rebecca Miller and Vice Chair Sandy Farkas.
Thank you, Sasha. The Arthur Miller Foundation is delighted that you are all here to support our mission. We are gathered for this virtual celebration of theater education because of one boy whose immigrant father never got the chance to learn to read or write. That boy went through the New York public school system and grew up to write some of the greatest American plays of the last century. A few people watching tonight knew Arthur and loved him, but most of you never met him. My father was not a perfect man, but he always struggled to be his best self. And all his life, he tried to forge a connection to you, strangers, through his work and through his commitment to social justice. Arthur believed that none of us exist in a vacuum, that we are all responsible for each other, connected to one another, and it's that interdependence that makes for civilization. It is in that spirit of collective responsibility that we are honored to present the Arthur Miller Foundation Legacy Award to Dominique Morisseau, a writer who carries the torch of our culture brilliantly and bravely in a stark time, and who believes strongly in the power of theater to change lives.
Dominique's body of work is transcendent. She's the author of The Detroit Project, a 3-play cycle, which includes Skeleton Crew, Paradise Blue, and Detroit 67. Her other plays include Pipeline, Sunset Baby, Blood at the Root, and Follow Me to Nellie's. She's the Tony-nominated book writer of the new Broadway musical, Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations. I had the good luck of meeting Dominique when she was at the beginning of her career as a playwright and an amazing actor and a teaching artist, and she blew me away with her honesty and passion for telling stories of people who otherwise wouldn't be heard. I believe generations of voices speak through Dominique and her plays, and it is our distinct privilege to present Dominique Morisseau with the Arthur Miller Foundation Legacy Award.
Thank you, Rebecca and Sandy, and thank you, Sasha. So when I was a kid, I saw Stephanie Mills in The Wiz, and I knew right there that there was a place that existed where magic could be conjured and come alive right in my own lap. I had to be a part of it. I had to get my hands on magic. When I was a 6th grader, my English teacher was a drama fanatic. She put me in a play called The Sire de Malatoi's Door. The hottest boy in 8th grade was in it with me. He was older and had way more cool points than me. And yet in this play, he was my love interest. He had to call me beautiful in front of the whole school. Me, my big glasses wearing, hair never doing what I wanted it to do self. I thought when he said it, the whole school would erupt with laughter. But they didn't. They were fixated on the story. That's when I knew that theater can make people believe anything. A good story will make an awkward 6th grader the most beautiful girl in the world to the coolest 8th grader. I was in 8th grade, and I had to do a Maya Angelou poem, Still I Rise, in front of the entire school. My teachers believed I had a talent for poetry and the spoken word and for performance. Little did they know that I would go on to be a spoken word artist, and this would be my entry point into playwriting. Or maybe they did know. Maybe they helped introduce me to myself. When I was in high school, I was a very textbook version of a depressed teenager. Again, less attractive than my friends, less experienced, less popular. But I had a teacher who is now a Tony Award winner for education. She exposed me to the writing of Alice Childress and George Wolfe and Ntozake Shange. That was a better education on writers from my own cultural canon than I received in my BFA program in college. I had found myself and value in my human experience through the arts. I did not know who I would be, or I don't know who I would be, or if I would be at all without the power of arts and education. When I moved to New York City, I ultimately worked for an educational theater company called Creative Arts Team and served in arts and education to young people, a way of paying it forward. During my 10 years at this company, I worked in HIV/AIDS awareness, violence prevention, anti-harassment workshops. Social justice through the arts was the focus. I had young people admittedly change their direction and find their purpose through this work. Arts and education and social justice theater has and will always be life-saving, essential work. And so I'm proud to be an honoree this year for the Arthur Miller Foundation because I believe wholeheartedly in its mission to provide arts education to young people and public school students and teachers. I come from this work, and doing this work has inspired me and allowed me to create Obie Award-winning work for the theater and stages across this country, as with my play Pipeline, about the school to prison pipeline for Black and brown youth. I was only able to write this play because of the many years I spent teaching in New York City public schools. So I encourage ongoing support for this foundation and its mission, and will continue myself to be an advocate for equitable access to theater for all people, and especially young people across this country. Thank you so very much.